would you state your name for the jury?
Yeah, good morning. It's Detective Richard Neader.
Where are you employed?
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office.
How long have you been with JSO?
9 years.
What is your current assignment?
I'm currently assigned to the Gang Investigations Unit.
What assignments did you have in advance of your gang assignment?
Prior to that, I was assigned to a community crime response team. It's a violent crime task force that patrols the city. Prior to that, I rode the east side patrol, which would be like the east side of downtown Jacksonville.
Did you have the opportunity when you were actually a patrol officer in advance of that to patrol different neighborhoods in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And what neighborhoods were those, if you recall?
The main neighborhoods would have been out east and Springfield.
When you say out east, what does that mean to a layperson not from Jacksonville?
So the out east area of Jacksonville is well known for its the gang territory for the criminal gang 1200 out east.
And so did you become familiar with that area out east in 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Does that title 1200 and out east, does it relate to or refer to an area where the people live?
Yes, ma'am.
Does it also refer to a moniker for their gang association?
Yes.
If someone from out east was a member of 1200, is that a fair or accurate representation of their membership?
Yes.
In addition to patrolling some of these areas, now that you've become a gang detective, what do your day-to-day duties or activities look like in that role?
So our day-to-day duties is we monitor the gang and the members along with their associates. We also purge them if they no longer meet Florida state statutes. That is simply like undocumenting them, where the status of a gang member is no longer on them through NCIC and FCIC records. We also conduct custom notifications. This is where we take community outreach and influential people in the community out to troubled youth and at-risk adults' homes and offer them a way out.
When you were mentioning that you document or undocument members, tell me about that process. You said you document based on statute. What is that statute?
Yes, ma'am. It's 874.
And what do you do?
Overall, go ahead.
What is it that you're following as a guide in order to document a gang member?
There's 11 of the criteria that's laid out in the statute. Some of them are like admits to criminal gang membership, physical evidence, tattoos, style of dress. They associate with one or more known criminal gang members. They're in the presence of, like with them in traffic stops and stuff like that. Their parents or guardian can say that they're a part of a gang. And there's probably a couple more.
As it relates to documenting a gang member, is there a different process for essentially seeing if a person meets the criteria to be a gang member versus being a gang associate?
Yes, ma'am. To become a gang member, you have to meet 2 or more of the 11 criteria outlined in 874. And to be an associate, you just have to meet one of the criteria.
And you indicated that that criteria includes admitting your membership or role in that gang?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it frequent that during the course of your investigations, gang members or their associates will admit to such, that they're involved in a gang or that they are members?
Yes, ma'am.
Do your duties also include undocumenting gang members?
Yes, ma'am.
And tell us a little bit more about that process. I don't know that the jury understands what FCIC and NCIC is. What is that?
Yes, so NCIC is a national database and FCIC is a Florida database. Whenever you run somebody's driver's license or run a person in those databases, it will come up and show you that they are a documented gang member within the state of Florida, and it'll tell you the gang that they're documented under.
Why would there be an undocumenting of a gang member? How does that happen?
They no longer meet Florida state statutes.
And do you continue, is it an ongoing process with either documenting or undocumenting?
Yes, ma'am. We investigate them, and if they continue the status within the gang, we continue to document them.
Did you and the members of your gang unit attend any particularized training as it relates to gang investigations?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
What particular training did you attend?
I've gone to 2 of the Florida gang investigation conferences where they've taught beginner and intermediate levels of gang investigations. I've also attended violent crime and gang investigation conferences. I've also attended technology conferences that deals with cell phone towers and that type of stuff while tracking gangs.
When you attend these types of trainings, is that a more generic style of training or educating you on gangs in general?
Yeah, generally, they kind of, the Florida ones will tend to guide towards Florida state statutes and stuff like that. And then the ones that are not Florida-based, they teach you like what they're doing across the country as far as how they're investigating and what they're seeing.
These types of trainings, do they provide you specific intel or knowledge as it relates to Jacksonville gangs, or is that something that you learn just based on your experience day to day?
Based on my training and experience day to day.
Are you assigned to a particular gang or group in the Jacksonville area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what gang are you actually assigned to investigate?
ATK.
What does ATK stand for?
There's various different reasons, but the reason that has been told to me was Ace's top killers.
So ask him the proper predicate regarding based upon his experience and training.
Based upon the training and experience that you have day to day, have you learned what ATK stands for?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, calls for hearsay.
Overall, go ahead.
If I may add, Your Honor, this witness has not been qualified as an expert at this point, so he cannot testify to hearsay.
Do you wish to voir dire him on his qualifications?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
I'd wait until she attempts to
No,
qualify him.
do it now.
No problem. Good morning. It's still morning. Good morning, Officer Neader, Detective Neader.
How are you?
Good morning. You said you've been with JSO for about 9 years.
Yes, ma'am.
In your 9 years that you've been with JSO, you have not been working with gangs the entire time, correct?
That is correct.
So you've only been investigating gangs for about 3 years.
Correct.
All right. In the gang unit, there are about 12 detectives total.
Yes.
Is that accurate? And each detective has a specific assignment for a particular gang that's in the city.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And the gang that you're assigned to is ATK.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So your training and experience as it relates to gangs, I want to talk about before you ever became an officer. You were never a member of a gang, right?
No, ma'am.
So you don't have any personal experience related to gangs?
I do not.
All right. You attended Edward Borders College, right, in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
And your degree's in criminal justice?
Correct.
You didn't have any sort of specialization in gangs while you studied criminal
Not there.
justice? You did not?
Not there.
Okay. Did you have a specialization in gangs in any other degree or education?
Through the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, I have.
Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. I mean, just mean like as far as education, any sort of master's degree or
I do not. No.
Okay. And you didn't study or focus on gangs at all while you studied for your criminal justice degree? Not
That's
just
correct.
Jacksonville gangs specifically?
That's correct.
Okay. So your training, you have attended two, I'll say, groups of training as it relates to gangs while you were a detective in Jacksonville, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And that would be the HIDA trainings?
HIDA. Yes, ma'am.
HIDA trainings?
Yes, ma'am.
And the other one is the Florida Gang Conference, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I want to go through those in kind with you.
Okay.
So starting with the HIDA trainings. That stands for High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area, right?
Yes, ma'am. I believe it's a federal agency.
Okay. And they put on these trainings for officers to attend.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and those classes are given by specific instructors. Are those instructors detectives or officers that investigate gangs?
Generally, they're gang detectives from other parts of the United States and sometimes Florida.
Okay. Those are not other detectives that are going to have expertise in Jacksonville gangs. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't know their expertise.
Okay. You never took any specific training with HIDA that highlighted Jacksonville gangs?
No, ma'am. It was just a street gangs class.
Okay. And you took between 2 and 3 of those classes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You don't remember exactly when you took those trainings, do you?
Sometime within, I would say, I probably took one within when I was on the community problem response team, and then the other 2 I'd probably taken while I was been a member of the gang unit.
Okay. The curriculum, you said that it doesn't focus on Jacksonville gangs, and you don't really touch anything related to Jacksonville gangs in those trainings. Is that accurate?
I would say no.
Okay. It's not accurate, or you don't?
It's not accurate.
Okay.
They do touch on Jacksonville gangs because the class was being hosted in Jacksonville, but the whole class is not about Jacksonville gangs.
Okay. And is it your testimony that there are detectives that are teaching you the specifics of Jacksonville gangs in those trainings?
Just trends that they've seen in Jacksonville. I wouldn't say they're teaching us strictly about a Jacksonville gang as much as like the crimes that street gangs and other people that we can see.
Okay. All right, the Florida Gang Conference. You've been to 2 of those, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are courses where at the end of them you get sort of a participation certificate,
Yes.
and you've received those. You completed the courses?
Yes, ma'am.
And those courses also have no emphasis on Jacksonville games?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, and now inside your specific experience at JSO as a detective, you didn't investigate gangs as a patrol officer, is that right?
That's correct.
And the community response team, they don't investigate gangs specifically, right?
No, ma'am.
You already mentioned you don't personally know anyone that's been in a gang. Drill rap, you would say, is an important piece of this as well, right?
It could be, yes.
You don't listen to drill rap outside of when you're working, when you have to.
I listen to it for my job, yes.
Right, only for your job.
Correct.
You're not a fan of it. It's not something that you have attempted to understand outside of when you're investigating these gangs?
I would say I understand it so I can do my daily duties as a gang detective.
Correct. And let me be more specific. Your only attempts at understanding it are in your role as a detective?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. And it's your understanding that there's no hierarchy in these gangs. That's your understanding?
And what, I'm sorry?
In Jacksonville gangs?
It depends on what kind of Jacksonville gang you're
So are you
speaking
asking him about his opinion? Because this is limited to voir dire regarding
Correct.
his qualifications. So are you now going to elicit his opinion?
No, I'm not. I'm
Well,
eliciting
sounds like
his...
you are.
If I can respond, Your Honor.
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer the question.
Okay. In your experience, you have not understood that there's any sort of hierarchy in these Jacksonville gangs?
It would depend on what Jacksonville gang you're speaking of.
Okay. Is it your testimony that in your experience you've learned that there are some gangs that have hierarchies in Jacksonville?
There is, yes, ma'am.
Okay. You wouldn't be able to, you have not learned in your experience or your training about any sort of initiation that these gangs in Jacksonville may have?
Once again, it would depend on the gangs you're speaking about.
I'm speaking specifically about the gangs related to this case. So I'll list them: ATK, 1200, 6 Block, those gangs.
I'm not sure about any initiation into those gangs, no, ma'am.
That's not something that you've learned in your experience?
No, ma'am.
That's not something that you could testify to the jury about?
Correct.
You've never written any sort of publication on gangs in general or specifically Jacksonville gangs?
I have not.
You're not even quite really sure what a publication is as it relates to your expertise. Is that accurate?
Like, yeah, what would you mean by publication? Like a book?
A book or some sort of article where you've done research and gathered information to teach other people about?
I would say that our field investigative reports and documenting gangs and gang members would be a publication as to I've written about gangs.
Well, I'm not asking what you write about in your investigations. I'm asking about scholarly things that have been published and peer-reviewed from other experts.
No, ma'am. I've never written a book or a news article or anything of that
Okay.
nature.
You've never read any publications on gangs either?
Just stuff to do on my daily duties.
You've never, you said, written any books. You've never read any books on gangs either, have you?
I have not.
Okay. All right. Your Honor, I don't have any other questions at this time. I don't know if you want me to make arguments or... Okay.
Detective, when you attend the trainings or conferences on gangs, when you're receiving those presentations, are they related to the bigger gangs that are commonly known across the country, the Bloods, the Crips, that type of thing?
Yes, ma'am, generally.
Are these programs nationally recognized and presented at agencies across the nation?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to your specific publication or publicizing of the information that you collect in your day-to-day duties, do you or any members of your unit make it a regular practice to publicize or publish articles based on the tactics that you use to make arrests and develop cases of criminal gang members?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Would that be harmful to your case or investigation to do so?
Yes.
As it relates to your attending these conferences, are those mechanisms of continuing legal education for techniques in tracking gangs?
Yes.
As it relates to those same conferences, do you obtain information as it relates to new technologies, new tactics?
Pardon me?
I'm objecting to leading.
Overall, go ahead.
Do you obtain information as it relates to new technology or new tactics that are being seen across the nation with other agencies?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you attending those conferences for the purpose of learning information about the gangs in Jacksonville specifically?
No, ma'am. We attend those conferences to try to become better detectives in the investigations that we conduct in Jacksonville.
As it relates to the gangs in the Jacksonville area, do you and essentially the active members of that gang believe that you have the most knowledge about the ATK gang?
Yes, ma'am.
As it relates to the other members of your unit, do you work with them or alongside of them when you're investigating ATK-related crimes?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the point of contact if an ATK gang member or associate is believed to have been involved in any crime in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am.
Would that be the same for all other detectives in their assigned gangs?
Yes, it would.
As it relates to the other assigned gangs, specifically related to this case of 1200, ATK, and 6 Block as a total, are you all required to still be familiar with the other gangs despite your assignment to one specific group?
Yes, ma'am. We have to have general knowledge of all of the gangs in Jacksonville. Just when if something was to happen and I was the one that was up and available, that I would have to respond and have the general knowledge to give the intelligence to other investigating detectives about what occurred.
And when you say if you were the one that was up, are you actively on call as a member of the gang unit?
Yes, ma'am, all the time.
Do each of the detectives in that unit hold the same responsibility?
Yes, ma'am.
If called to a scene, are they required to understand the neighborhood, the parties involved, etc.?
Yes, ma'am.
If there are facts that need developed as it relates to ATK, 1200, or 6 Block, are the members of your gang unit called to respond?
Yes, ma'am.
And how much of your workday, day to day, is dedicated to working gang cases?
All day. That's we only deal with the gangs.
And you develop that knowledge, you indicated before, by doing what on a day-to-day basis?
Just investigating them through social media, through music videos, and other means.
By other means, without telling me what is said, do you also interview the members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you interview the family members of those groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there another individual that you can think of that has more particularized knowledge about the Jacksonville gangs than yourself and your associates as it relates to the gangs?
Sustain the objection.
Do you commit your job day to day to working up not only the information about the gangs in Jacksonville as a whole, but ATK?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time I would tender the witness.
Okay, well, the witness has already been tendered, so the question that was left on the table was, what does ATK stand for? There was an objection, and I'm going to overrule the objection at this point.
I'm sorry, you said the witness has been tendered as an expert? I didn't.
We don't tender as experts anymore. We just allow questions to go forward or not. And so after the voir dire regarding this witness's qualifications, I'm going to allow the question to be asked and answered. Okay? All right.
During your course of your time as a gang detective, did you develop information as it relates to what ATK stands for?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had an opportunity to develop the potential members of that group in your time working up the ATK gang?
Yes.
As it relates to the term ATK, what does that stand for, if anything?
Based on my training experience, it stands for Ace's Top Killers.
And Ace's Top Killers, is there a meaning behind that? What does that mean, or what does that relate to?
The name Ace would be the face or the head of ATK. His rapper name is Yungeen Ace.
Why does he then become the head of that group?
Based on my experience, he's the most influential. He's got the most views as far as his music.
Are you familiar with the drill rap scene as it relates to each of these groups?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking to you today specifically about ATK, 1200, and 6 Block, are all involved in the drill rap scene.
Yes, ma'am.
Is the scene something that you follow closely day to day?
Yes, ma'am.
Where are the music videos that are created by these groups posted?
They're posted on their social media accounts and YouTube.
What social media accounts are included in the accounts that are posted to?
Like you saying, like the name, like Instagram. They go out on Instagram, and sometimes they go on X, which was formerly known as Twitter.
As it relates to ATK specifically, Ace's top killers with a face of Ace, is he the most influential or most followed person from that group?
Yes.
How is it that you're able to determine that he then becomes the most prominent member? What are you observing to make that determination?
It seems that based on the investigation was that everybody seems to follow him where he's at. There's usually a bunch of people. He has the most
Objection, not
followers.
speculation.
Overruled, go ahead.
He has the most followers on social media, on his accounts, and he gets the most views on his videos on YouTube.
Now, multiple members from these groups post or have music careers, right?
Yes, ma'am.
How is it that you are able to determine a view count or a popularity count when you're looking at these YouTube videos or videos posted to YouTube?
On YouTube, when you watch the video, it'll tell you how many people have viewed it below the video.
And are those videos something open to the public and viewable to the public?
Yes, ma'am.
How about the social media profiles of the members of ATK?
Most of them are public. There are some of them who have private profiles, but for this right now, Ace's profile is public.
As it relates to 6 Block, do you do the same thing? Despite not being directly assigned to that group, are you following that group closely?
I do follow them, but not as close as other members of our unit.
Specifically, do you know who the members of 6 Block are?
Not all of them, but I could name off a few of them.
By a few, what's that number?
Maybe like 3 to 5.
Okay. And have you had an opportunity to meet with and discuss the developments that the person that is assigned to the 6 Block group would have had in his investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the name of that individual that's assigned to 6 Block?
His name is Detective McCullough.
As it relates to 1200 and that group, who is assigned to 1200?
Detective Griffin.
Day to day when there are developments, so say that a crime is reported, do you all work independently or together in order to ascertain what the issues are currently between the groups?
We would work together.
In ultimately identifying the members of ATK as it relates to this case as, or the relevant members of this case, were you consulted by Detective Neader in his creation of a chart?
Yes, myself, Detective Drabeck and I, and McCullough and Griffin all pitched in to make the chart.
Is it common that you all work together to develop cases, develop what's going on between the gangs with each other, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am. They intermingle a lot.
As it relates to what we've talked about as being ATK and 1200, what is the difference between those two groups?
One of them, ATK, is they're two separate gangs, but they associate with each other through music and just like having a common enemy.
Who is the common enemy of ATK and 1200?
It would be the groups on the north side. The prominent one over there would be 6 Block.
And when you're talking about these groups, you're talking about them in areas. So you've told me out east and north side. Is that typically where their association or affiliation with these groups come from, is the location?
Generally, yes, ma'am, but you don't have to be from those parts of town to be a part of the gang.
You said that ATK and 1200 associate with each other. Have you personally, in your training, in your day-to-day work with these gangs, seen 1200 and ATK members on music videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
In social media posts together?
Yes, ma'am.
How about, you said both of those have a common enemy, which is 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
When it relates to 6 Block, are there individuals a part of 6 Block that claim other groups?
Yes, ma'am.
What does that mean, to be in 6 Block but be associated to something else?
Overruled, go ahead.
6 Block has subsets, which is they're documented as gangs, but they kind of like associate with each other. The subset would be like We All We Got. They call it WAWG, and then Bully Gang.
So those are other groups that are associated to 6 Block.
Yes, ma'am.
Would those members from We All We Got or 6 Block associate with each other? Would they be present in music videos together?
Yes.
Would they be on social media and pictures together?
Yes.
So despite being in separate groups or subsets, they are together at least enough to form a common enemy.
Yes.
And the enemy of 6th Block, at least as it relates to this investigation, was whom?
It would be like 1200 in ATK.
When you were working as a member of the Jacksonville gang unit, were you notified about the potential for Charles Jones coming to Tampa for some kind of performance?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you familiar with an individual by the name of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are you familiar with him?
I've dealt with him several times in person on doing my daily duties.
Have you had contact with him before?
I have.
Have you seen his music videos over the years?
I have.
When you were working in patrol, were you familiar with the beef that was going on between the two sides or between the two areas?
My knowledge of it is way more extensive now, but I had general knowledge of issues on the parts of towns. Yes, ma'am.
As you developed in the gang unit, did there become a prominent person or member in the 6th Block group?
Yes.
And who was that?
Charles Jones.
As we've discussed in the ATK, ACE's Top Killers group, is that the same level of prominence that we now have with 6th Block and Charles Jones?
Yes.
Does Mr. Jones also have that music career that we've discussed?
He does.
And is your position or your opinion based upon his position in 6th Block based on what you've already indicated was the same for Ace or
Yes.
Yungeen Ace?
Yes.
Is he the person in 6th Block with essentially the most views?
He is.
And when videos or music videos were released by ATK, if we start there and talk about Yungeen Ace, were those videos that you personally and members of your unit would watch?
Yes, we would.
What is your process in viewing the drill raps or music videos that are released by each of these sides?
My process is I listen to it, the whole thing through, and then after that, I will break down the video. You can collect a lot of good evidence towards the gang in them, as far as like hand signs and clothings and other stuff of that nature. And then once I get through all of that breaking down, and then I break down the lyrics.
Do you work with the other members of your gang unit in order to accomplish the review of these videos and discuss potential crimes surrounding them?
Yes, we do.
Is there any procedure in place where you also review crime reports to see if anything is related to what has been described in these drill raps?
Yeah, generally the drill raps, they come after the crime, so they'll talk about stuff that has already happened.
So at the time that you are watching these drill raps on YouTube, for example, do you, when you're viewing it, just based on your day-to-day training and experience, your duties day-to-day, relate this video is related to X incident?
Yes.
Have you personally, whether now in your time with the gang unit or earlier before that, responded to the incidents of violence between ATK and 1200 and 6th Block?
I have.
Now, you indicated that you worked to complete some charts with the other members of your unit with the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you now what has been marked as State's Exhibit 90A. Do you recognize the individual depicted in that photograph?
That's Charles Jones.
And I am showing you 84A through C. Please take a look and tell me if you recognize the items depicted there.
Yeah, these would be members and associates of each group, but it's not like it's not everybody. It's like a more of the prominent guys, a part of the groups, rather than everybody inside of the group.
As it relates to the image of Charles Jones, does this image fairly and accurately depict Julio Foolio, or the person you came to know as Julio Foolio?
Yes.
And as it relates to these charts, despite not being all-encompassing of all of the members of 6th Block, ATK, and 1200, do they fairly and accurately represent the members or associates of those groups?
Yes.
These assets will be shown these prior to approaching the witness with them.
At this time, Your Honor, the state seeks to admit States 90A and 84A through C.
Any objection?
No objection to the photo of Mr. Jones. We just renew our previous objection to the charge.
Okay, very good. Same ruling, so 84A through C will be admitted as well as 90.
I'm showing you on the screen, if you can look over your shoulder there, what I've previously shown as 90A. Is this the person that you know to be Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you alerted to an incident having occurred in Tampa in June of 2024 resulting in the death of Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Prior to that incident, had you responded to calls for service related to Charles Jones or his potential injury?
I have.
Had you responded to calls for service related to the injury or homicide of members of the opposing gangs, ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Speaking specifically about your viewing of the music videos in these particular cases, did you have an opportunity to view the music videos put out by Yungeen Ace in advance of your coming to the unit?
I'm sorry, can you ask that?
Before you came to the gang unit, were you aware of these drill raps in Jacksonville?
I was, just based off of my time in the community problem response unit.
Since you're having come to become a detective in the gang unit, have you studied the videos that have been released, the music videos or drill raps released by Yungeen Ace?
I have.
Have you studied the music videos or drill raps released by Charles Jones?
I have.
Let's speak specifically about the evidence that you previously mentioned as the charts that were created by your unit. If you could look over your shoulder, please. Here, I'm showing you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 84C. Do you recognize that chart?
Yes, ma'am.
Are some of the more prominent members of the ATK group depicted in this chart?
Yes.
As it relates to the members that you have discussed already, so Yungeen Ace, for example, can you show us where Yungeen Ace is in this chart?
He's on the first row, the top row, all the way to the left.
And in your time investigating ATK or studying the gang members associated with this group, did you come to learn the identities of the other people depicted here?
I have, yes.
Who is Quan or Trayvon Bullard?
Quan and Trayvon Bullard was a victim of a homicide in Jacksonville in 2018.
What about Royal Smith and Jacoby Grover?
Yes, ma'am. It was a triple homicide. They all were killed in the same incident.
Where did that homicide occur?
It occurred in Duval County at an area of town we call the Town Center.
And what relationship, if any, do they have to Yungeen Ace?
Yungeen Ace was the fourth victim in that case. He was shot as well. He did not die.
As it relates to the drill raps that you saw subsequent to that homicide and the shooting of Yungeen Ace, were there music videos put out by 6 Block which referenced that shooting?
There was.
Was there a nickname associated to Royale Smith in the middle photo there?
Yes, ma'am. His nickname was 23.
So just the number.
Yes, ma'am.
And as it relates to Gutta Zay or Isaiah Chance, did Isaiah Chance represent ATK?
He did. He is a member of ATK.
And did he have any associations or affiliations to other groups?
He had an association with 1200.
When we speak about your observations or your review of the social media profiles of each of these individuals, did you have an opportunity firsthand to review the social media posts by Isaiah Chance in his falling out with ATK?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Was there a group for which Isaiah Chance begun relating himself after his fallout with ATK?
Are you asking what the post was?
No, what was the group that he then wanted to associate himself with or did post to associate himself
He then
with?
associated himself with 1200.
When talking specifically about Antonio Tilley depicted in this image, is Mr. Tilley alive or deceased?
Mr. Tilley is deceased.
And are you familiar with how that homicide came about?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you respond to that scene specifically yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that homicide referred to in the drill raps?
Yes, it should be.
The homicide of Antonio Tilley, is Tilley mentioned in the drill raps between the groups? Excuse me.
He is. He's mentioned in them.
As it relates to the group 1200, did you have particularized knowledge about the group 1200 as well, just in your role as a gang unit detective?
I do.
And in showing you states 84B, does this chart at 84B also fairly and accurately depict the members of the 1200 group?
Yes.
As it relates specifically to the top line, can you see that okay from where you are?
Yes, ma'am.
The nicknames that are depicted below the legal names of these individuals, how is it that you all are able to ascertain these nicknames?
That's their music name.
Hearsay.
Go ahead.
That's their music name. Whenever they post stuff online, that's the name they use as like their artist or their stage name.
And so on the Instagram posts, for example, are they utilizing their nicknames or their legal names?
Nicknames.
What about as it relates to the YouTube videos? Do they use their music or street name or their legal names?
Nicknames.
So when viewing these videos, are you able to ascertain, despite not having the legal name of the person on these drill raps, are you able to ascertain who the parties are inside of them?
Yes.
Do you, when viewing these drill raps, recognize the individuals as you're watching them, even if they aren't labeled?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review a music video as it relates to saying the words spaz or Corbin?
Yes.
And is that frequently used in the drill raps by 6 Block?
Yes.
Now, when a group says another group's member in their drill raps, is that intended to be a good thing or a nice thing to do?
If you're a part of one group and you say somebody else's name that's a part of the opposing group, it would be disrespectful.
And have you had an opportunity to view music videos from Waka with the Choppa and Spin a Benz?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically as it relates to their music videos with members of ATK, have they been documented as having videos together?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you think of a video that would be reflective of members of ATK and members of 1200 together?
The most popular one would be Who I Smoke.
And by most popular, are you referring back to what you've already advised were the YouTube views?
Yes, ma'am.
Lastly, as it relates to 6 Block, can you confirm that it was determined in States 84A that Charles Jones was a member or active member of the gang 6 Block?
Yes, he was.
And his associates, as depicted here on this chart, were you able to determine or recognize the individuals depicted?
Yes.
Were there individuals included on your 6 Block summary as some of the bigger players with 6 Block that are also deceased?
Yes, there's some that are deceased on there.
In referring specifically to the second photograph next to Mr. Jones, Bibby, is that an individual who is deceased?
Yes, he is.
Is that an individual who is frequently referenced in the drill raps from ATK and 1200?
He is.
In the photo depicted just below Bibby, who is Therese Powell?
Therese Poe is another Jacksonville artist who goes by the name of K Shorty.
And is he a 6 Block member, affiliate? Tell me how it is that he's associated to 6 Block.
Therese Poe would be a part of We All We Got, WAWG.
At some point, was he directly associated to 6 Block?
Yes, WAWG is associated to 6 Block.
Is that what you've described earlier as one of the subsets?
Yes.
And would he be frequently depicted in videos or images to social media with other members of 6 Block as depicted here?
With some of the members, yes, but not all.
When we see in the photo that is on the second row and second one in, so Tiki Williams, is that someone who you're familiar with?
Yes.
Are you familiar with whether his name has been referenced by 1200 and ATK members in drill raps?
It has.
When you all are referencing these drill raps or the music videos themselves, are you just accessing them from the internet, plainly YouTube, watching the videos, etc.?
Yes, ma'am. Generally, they'll post like little snippets of it on their social media with the like name of the song or like a link to YouTube, and then you can go to YouTube and watch the whole video.
And you have had an opportunity to review or view 4 specific videos as relevant to this particular case. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there a video that was published by members of ATK and members of 1200 called Who I Smoke.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it fair to say that that is one of the more popular videos that has been put out by Jacksonville gang rappers?
Yes, it is.
And in your experience, have you had an opportunity to see the number of views that have been racked up to that video at this time?
Yes.
Approximately how many views, if you know, has that video received?
Last I believed it was around 50 million.
And you've had an opportunity to review the Who I Smoke video in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
One time or many times?
Many times.
As it relates to the response video, was there one posted by members of 6 Block?
There was.
And who posted a video in response to that?
Charles Jones.
What was the title of the video that was posted by Charles Jones in response to the YouTube video made by ATK and 1200?
The name of the video is When I See You.
And ultimately, as it relates to the YouTube or music videos in this particular case, were there videos posted after the death of Charles Jones in 2024?
There was.
Did those music videos come from members of ATK and or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Specifically, as it relates to a music video by the title of Game Over, who was the music artist that made that video?
Yungeen Ace.
And when, in relation to Charles Jones's murder, was that video published to YouTube?
I'm not sure the exact time, but a couple weeks. I don't know the exact date. It was a couple weeks after.
And was there an additional video posted by 1200 members?
There was, and once again, I don't know the exact date of that one either, but it was weeks, a month after.
What was the video titled from the 1200 members?
Foolio dead.
All right, are you getting ready to play the videos?
Yes,
Okay, so I tell you what, it's 12:15, so it's probably a good time for us to go ahead and take our lunch recess. We'll come back and then you can play the videos, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so if you all can be back at 1:15, we will continue with the trial. And just remember my previous admonition while we're on the break, don't talk to anybody about the case, all right? Okay, see you all back at 1:15.
All right.
Okay, very good. All right, Detective, since you're on the witness stand and have not yet been cross-examined while we're on the break, you can't talk to anybody about anything related to this case, including the prosecutors, okay?
Neader, before we broke for lunch, we were discussing some of the music videos that you've had an opportunity to review in relation to this war between ATK and 1200 and the 6 Block members. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And included in the videos of that back and forth were there some videos that we previously discussed as being Who I Smoke and When I See You.
Yes, ma'am.
And the videos subsequent to the homicide being Game Over and Foolio dead.
Yes, ma'am.
I am showing you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 89A through D. Essentially, have you had an opportunity to review all 4 of the videos that I've previously mentioned?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you had an opportunity to dissect or to at least decipher the language that's used in those videos as far as the lyrics that are being rapped to or rapped about?
Yes, ma'am.
At this time, Your Honor, the State seeks to admit self-authenticating exhibits States 89A through D in the certification of Exhibit 111.
Okay, any objection other than those previously made?
No, Judge.
Okay, same ruling and they'll be admitted.
And, Your Honor, permission to publish.
Yes.
In discussing States 89D, if we are, or 89A, excuse me, if we are reviewing the videos that you've previously described in order, which video occurred first?
Who I Smoke.
And who was the creator of the Who I Smoke video?
It would be Yungeen Ace, Fast Money Goon, Wappa with the Choppa, and Spinnabins.
And when you mention all of those names, are those all separate people?
Yes.
And of the individuals that you've identified, are they associated with different groups or gangs?
Yes. Yungeen Ace and Fast Money Goon would be ATK, and Spinnabins and Wappa would be 1200.
I'm going to publish those videos before we look to the language of them. If you could look over your... Detective, having had an opportunity to view that video when it was posted to the internet or to YouTube, did you ultimately review it in its entirety?
Yes, ma'am.
And after reviewing that video in its entirety, did you have an opportunity to listen to that video and determine what lyrics could be ascertained as being said or rapped about in that video?
Yes, ma'am.
If you would look to the screen here, are these those lyrics that you believe to have been included in that Who I Smoke video?
Yes, ma'am.
And looking at the screenshot here depicted on the screen, are the individuals related to ATK and 1200 as being the rappers of this song the only members of ATK that were included in this music video?
No, ma'am. The guy you see right there on top of the golf cart with his hand in the air is an ATK gang member. His name is Malquise Worthen.
And does he have social media for which you all have been able to access or monitor as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Is his social media account named ATK Keese?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the review of the video, could you please refer us to some of the lyrics for which you all took note as it relates to your duties in your gang unit?
Yes, ma'am. The first one, we see 12 paramedics. They use the number 12 because that represents 1200. The next one we see is Rod K dead and he never coming back. Rod K was a prominent figure of 6 Block. And then he says, I don't go nowhere without my heat coup.
No object, Your Honor, at this time to speculation, invasion of the powers of the jury. As to what these lyrics mean.
Overruled. Go ahead.
I don't go nowhere without my heat coup. Coup is a subset of 1200. 1200 gang members often call themselves coups. Smoking on Lil PD, and I was smoking Trey D too. Little PD and Trey D were also prominent figures in the 6 Block gang.
And when you see the language smoking on, what does that mean?
When they say they're smoking on somebody, it's a sign of disrespect or a sign of like a diss towards the opposing gang.
Is that different from smoking someone?
It's very similar to the meaning. Smoking on someone or smoking someone simply means that they were killed.
Throughout the video itself, were there names of members from the actual group 6 Block that were depicted in the music video?
Yes, ma'am.
And during the course of that video, was there a portion when the artists were saying names of 6 Block that you can identify here?
Yes, ma'am.
Please describe what that was for the jury.
The Who I Smoke Bibby and Who I Smoke Tiki.
How about Little Nine?
Little Nine was, he was affiliated with another group associated to 6 Block. He wasn't 6 Block himself.
So he was an associate of 6 Block.
In another gang, yes, ma'am.
Well, was he the member of a gang that was rivals with ATK, 1200, or their affiliates?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Bibby alive or deceased when this video was created?
Bibby is deceased.
And is Tiki alive or deceased when this video is posted to YouTube?
Deceased.
Last question, Little Nine, alive or deceased?
Deceased.
Now, what is JIT? J-I-T-T. I'm smoking JIT mean?
JIT is what they refer to as like a younger teenager or like a young adult. They would, instead of calling like your friend, you say that like, that's my JIT.
And was there any reference to an individual that was a member of ATK or NHG named Queso?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Queso related to a gang in Jacksonville?
Yes, ma'am. Queso is an ATK gang member.
And what is the next line under the Queso lyric referencing?
It says, no hospital boy, that line. This is just relating No Hospital Gang to ATK. That some of the members of ATK call themselves No Hospital Gang, but they're still ATK gang members.
They all associate with one another, this NHG No Hospital Gang.
Yes, ma'am.
They associate then with ATK and members of 1200.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, are you familiar with an earlier attempt on Mr. Jones's life that occurred in Houston, Texas?
Yes, ma'am.
And did that occur on or before the date that this video was posted to YouTube?
Before.
And what was it that happened to Mr. Jones at that time?
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston.
Everett, go ahead.
Mr. Jones was shot in Houston, and shortly after he got shot, he went live on his Instagram page in a hospital bed.
Okay, so describe for us what we're seeing here in these center paragraphs, please.
In the center paragraph, it says, I was lurking on his page and caught him lacking in Houston. We let off shots, and he went live, and I was tweaking like he ain't die. And then, so that's speaking in direct relation to the attempt on Charles Jones's life in Houston.
When the videos here, these drill rap videos, are actually posted to YouTube or posted in some way, are you all, in addition to documenting these, relating them back to whatever offenses that they're referencing?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you, in seeing these lyrics, relate this to the offense that occurred in Houston on the prior attempt on Mr. Jones's life?
Yes, ma'am.
Was there, in response to that video, a video posted by 6 Block member and the victim in this case, Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the title of that music video?
When I See You.
And did that music video, or was that music video released, and did you have an opportunity to fully review the contents of that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you or were you able to identify some of the individuals that were depicted in that video in addition to Mr. Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
Who are the individuals depicted at 3 seconds on this When I See You video on the screen, please?
In the black hoodie and the black pants with the red underwear, that's Charles Jones. On the poster board to the right, that's the 3 victims of the town center shooting, the triple homicide that occurred in 2018.
Were you all able to ascertain where generally this video was filmed? What was the nature of the place where the video was filmed?
It's like a graveyard or a gravesite.
And were you able to do the same with annotating or deciphering the lyrics that were included in this video after having an opportunity to watch it?
Yes, ma'am.
Detective, is the act of pouring champagne on a gravesite a sign of respect or disrespect as far as your training and experience?
Disrespect.
And when we started this past video, there was some kind of language from a related news article. Are you familiar with the reports of the homicide that occurred in the town center?
Yes, ma'am, at the beginning.
And was there some specific reference as it relates to the date in which that homicide occurred, where 4, 23, and Royal Smith were killed?
Yes.
Excuse me, Trayvon Bullard were killed?
Yes.
Okay. And what was the significance of that date?
It was 23's birthday.
Was Yungeen Ace or Kenyatta Bullard the only person who survived that shooting?
Yes.
But he was with the other 3 when they did not survive?
Yes.
What was the nature of that shooting itself?
It was a drive-by shooting at a red light.
And were the victims of that shooting located in a vehicle at the time that they were shot?
Yes, all 4 were in a vehicle.
In your review of the lyrics of this particular case, what is it that was relayed, and then ultimately highlighted?
The very first line, he says he's sliding through the 12. Once again, 12 is the representation of the 1200 out east part of town. He said Ace is from the west. How he clicked up with the east side. He's talking about Yungeen Ace. Originally is from the west side of Jacksonville in the Clay County, Duval area. And he's simply calling him out, asking him how he even got clicked up with the east side. And then he says he hasn't been the same since he's seen them other 3 die. That's the reference to the triple homicide of the town center. And then he says, I'm 2-3 high, which is Royal Smith. So he's saying, like, he's high.
Have you, in your time in the gang unit since the homicide actually occurred of these 3 individuals, seen members of ATK and 1200 representing 23 signs, necklaces, posting 23?
Yes, ma'am.
How about indications of ATK? Are there chains or jewelry of some kind that are indicative of being an ATK member?
Yes, ma'am. There's like an actual ATK necklace and then the necklace of 23.
When talking about these groups that link up, is there one specific group that's from out east?
1200.
And is there one specific group that's from the west?
ATK originated on the west side. It was originally Yungeen Gang, which is Yungeen Ace, and then Yungeen Ace got clicked up with some people from other parts of town and formulated ATK.
Does that allow you to, or allow them to grow the group?
Yes.
When you are looking at the lyrics at the bottom of the page here, are those specific as to the events that actually occurred on the date that these 3 individuals were shot and killed?
Yes, ma'am. He went out to eat on his birthday. It was 23's birthday, and they were leaving wasabi at the town center. And then 4 shot, 3 dead. That's the facts of the case. There's 4 of them shot. Yungeen Ace survived. The other 3 passed away. And then he kept dissing on me, and now we're smoking 23. So he's saying they kept talking about me and disrespecting me, and now we're smoking on your friend.
Now, Mr. Jones references Bibby. Do you know anything about the relationship between Charles Jones and Bibby?
They were close friends.
How about Charles Jones Bibby and Robert Howard?
They would be close friends.
And all are affiliated with 6 Block?
Yes, ma'am.
What area of town is Melvin Park in?
It's in Jacksonville's west side.
And what gang is affiliated with Melvin Park or the area?
ATK.
If members of 6 Block are in the Melvin Park area or posting from the Melvin Park area, is that seen as a sign of disrespect of some kind?
Yes.
When the lyrics indicate caught Keese, who is Keese?
Malquise Worthen.
Is that the individual we've previously discussed as ATK Keese?
Yes.
And do you know what they're referencing here?
He's referencing that he basically called him lacking, and he didn't go through with a fight or anything. He kind of just walked away.
When you look at the next line that's depicted here, please, who is Papa?
Lil Papa is a prominent rapper for 1200.
And again, Queso, is this the same individual that was referenced before?
Yes, Hakeem Robinson.
Is there an individual that's associated with ATK named Red Dot?
It is Torgon Williams.
And are you familiar with Torgon Williams?
I am.
Are you familiar with Queso?
I am.
And in the next line, there's a mention of an individual by the name of Suge. Can you tell me who that is?
Suge was a prominent name in 1200. His name is Avery McKnight.
Do you know the relationship to Suge or how he passed away in 1200?
Yeah, he was killed while he was riding a bicycle.
And is there some significance or relation from Suge to co-defendants Rashad Murphy or Davion Murphy?
I believe so.
Do you know specifically what that relationship would be?
I do not.
Now, have you had an opportunity to review the photographs of the tattoos on Davion Murphy's person?
I have.
Are you the individual who actually took the photographs of the tattoos that are on Davion Murphy's person?
Yes, ma'am.
And did those tattoos include reference to several of the individuals that are mentioned in these songs?
Yes.
What does rolling Michi in this wood mean?
Michi was a prominent figure of 1200. He was shot and killed, and he's saying that he's rolling them up in the joint and smoking them.
Is that meant to be a sign of disrespect?
Yes.
Same reference when talking about smoking Rollo.
Yes, Rollo was a close friend of J. Dot, who's Jaquan Rivers.
Does J. Dot go by any other names, or is J. Dot short for something else?
His other name was like J. Dot Breezy.
Okay. And he also is a musician as a part of these groups?
He is.
With which gang is J. Dot Breezy or J. Dot affiliated?
He would be more affiliated with 1200.
And are you aware of any reference to J. Dot or J. Dot's involvement in this particular case?
Am I aware of J. Dot's involvement in this case?
Yes. Not as it relates to what's on the screen, but in this case.
Briefly.
Did you provide the information that you had as it related to some of these offenses to the detectives down in Tampa, you and other gang detectives, about the rivalries that were occurring in Jacksonville?
Yes.
Specifically, as it relates to 2023, was there a scene to which you responded on August 16th of 2023?
Yes.
And what was the nature of that call out?
It came out as a homicide on I-95 near near Zoo Parkway. It's kind of up on the city's north side.
How was it that there was a homicide on the highway? What did you arrive to?
I arrived to a deceased black male, later identified as Jaquan Pickens, inside of a green Dodge Challenger that was crashed into the back of a semi.
Upon your further review of the vehicle or the evidence in that investigation, was it determined that it was more than a vehicle crash?
Yes.
What occurred?
Based on the evidence that we discovered, a drive-by shooting occurred on the interstate where a car pulled up beside Mr. Pickens and started shooting at him.
Overruled, go ahead.
When you are at that scene, did you document the injuries that had occurred?
Homicide detectives would have.
And did you at least ultimately make an identification of the individual that was the driver of the vehicle?
We did. We identified him as Jaquan Pickens.
And what gang is he associated with?
Jaquan Pickens is associated with 6 Block.
After the homicide of Jaquan Pickens, did you respond to a call for service on August 17th?
Yes, ma'am.
And was that the day following the homicide of Jake Jitt or Jaquan Pickens?
It was.
Was the victim of that instance identified?
Yes, he was identified as Jacoby Beals.
And is Jacoby Beals related to any of the gangs in Jacksonville?
Yes, he is 1200.
Following the incident that occurred in August, were there several social media posts that occurred after Jaquan Pickens was murdered? Did anyone take credit for that murder?
Generally, after all of gang-related shootings in Jacksonville, social media tends to boost up and get really active. A lot of people post and start disrespecting the deceased of the opposing groups.
Does that also happen on October 6th and 7th when there are additional offenses that occur?
Yes,
Did you respond on October 6th to the homicide of Antonio Tilley?
I did.
And what was the nature of that call?
Antonio Tilley and an Uber driver was located deceased after they crashed into a house. Evidence in that case showed that a female named Diamond Harris set up Antonio Tilley by sending him provocative.
Relevance, hearsay, outside the scope of the court's prior order.
Yeah, sustain, just talk about what actually happened to Mr. Tilley.
What happened to Mr. Tilley to bring about his death?
He arrived at an abandoned house and was ambushed by a black male.
Was he shot and killed with a firearm?
He was.
And while you were working that scene, did you receive additional information or a call for service elsewhere in the city?
I did, yes, ma'am.
Where?
It would have been in the city's side of town called Paxson.
Is Prospect and 16th located in that Paxson area?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was the nature of that call for service? Were you able to determine who the victim of that was?
Yes, it was Charles Jones was shot in his foot.
Did you receive that call and request to respond while you were still working the first scene?
Yes.
Approximately what time did the October 6th shooting of Antonio Tilley actually occur was reported?
I believe it was reported around like 2300 hours, which would be at 11 o'clock at night. I was not dispatched until like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And while working that scene, you received notification of the scene that Charles Jones had been shot?
Yes, that notification came in around probably like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning.
Was there evidence that was obtained from that attempted murder on Charles Jones from October 7th of 2023, and was that ultimately provided to law enforcement in this particular investigation?
Yes, there was spent casings that were discovered on the shooting of Charles Jones.
When you learned of the homicide that occurred here in Hillsborough County, did you provide assistance to the gang members in Jacksonville and also to the Tampa Police Department investigators that was about the gang activity in Jacksonville?
Objection, moving on.
Overruled, go ahead.
Yes.
Specifically as it relates to Charles Jones and Isaiah Chance, were you in your daily activities able to observe some interactions with the co-defendant and the victim in this case on the internet in the days leading up to Mr. Jones's homicide?
I personally did not know.
Would another member of your unit have done that?
Very well could have.
Okay. When you are referencing Isaiah Chance being a part of ATK, was there some time at which he was being removed or removing himself from that gang?
Yes, he is. He had a falling out with ATK.
And what group did he begin then affiliating himself with based on the social media posts from his accounts that you reviewed?
1,200.
Objection, Your Honor. Hearsay and speculation.
Overruled. Go ahead.
After the death of Charles Jones occurs in Tampa, were you alerted to new videos on social media and YouTube that had been posted by members of ATK or 1200?
Yes, ma'am.
Immediately after the death of Charles Jones, was a video posted to YouTube?
Yes.
Were you
Objection, they and hearsay.
Overruled. Go ahead.
Are you familiar with the video that was posted on the day of the homicide?
Yes, I believe it's called Let's Do It.
Objection, hearsay.
Overruled.
As it relates to a subsequent video also posted by ATK called Game Over, did you have an opportunity to review that video?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you have an opportunity to do the same in reviewing the lyrics as you had previously?
Yes, ma'am.
And is Yungeen Ace the only individual who is cited as being an artist on this particular video?
As an artist, yes.
Publishing 89C. As it related to the lyrics of the song Game Over as published by Yungeen Ace, did you have an opportunity to review those lyrics as well?
Yes.
Was there a specific reference to the homicide that occurred in Tampa on June 23rd of 2024 in the death of Charles Jones?
Yes, there was.
When speaking about the lyrics that I've highlighted here, has there been an ongoing feud for over the course of the last several years between the groups ATK and 1200?
Yes, that's the go to war reference.
In several of the videos that you have seen, or at least in these videos, surely this is not indicative of the only videos that have been posted between the two groups.
Correct.
And in the videos that you've seen, is it common to see this fuck the six language across the videos?
Yes.
Is that language used in the videos in a manner to disrespect Six Block?
Yes.
Six Block members that are posting their own music videos, including Mr. Jones, use similar language in his videos.
Yes.
And in the video that we've seen here, did you see the chain that was worn by Mr. Bullard?
Yes.
And is that the chain that you were indicating was indicative of ATK?
Yes.
When you spoke with the detectives in Tampa regarding the facts of the homicide of Charles Jones, were you able to ascertain that Mr. Jones had been shot and killed in a vehicle?
Yes.
And were you able to ascertain that other individuals were also with him?
Yes.
In the last video that we saw of When I See You that was actually published by Mr. Jones, was there some reference to Yungeen Ace, the artist of Game Over, in reference to him losing it over the death of 23?
Yes.
In your review of the lyrics and depicted here on the screen, is that a reference that Yungeen Ace himself also is making in his music videos?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, invading the province of the jury.
Overruled. Go ahead.
What is it that's indicated in this video?
Once 23 died inside my eyes, I lost my mind.
Can you describe for the jury what the 5.56 reference is as well?
5.56 is a caliber of round.
And was that used in the lyrics of this song?
Yes.
What was the 5.56 lyric?
5.56 increases the murder rate.
Was there a description as to as to clothing in this song as well?
Yeah, mask on, get up close. This is another closed case that's referencing like suspects or
Objection,
individuals.
speculation,
Wait.
and evading the province of the jury.
Okay. Overruled. Go ahead.
It's referencing suspects or other individuals masking up and getting very close to the people that they kill. And it's another closed case because they died and there's no a living victim.
Overruled. Go ahead.
As it relates to the language when the artist Yungeen Ace is referring to Mr. Six, do you plainly, based on your training and experience and day-to-day work in this area, understand who he's referencing?
Mr. Six is Charles Jones.
And the showing of Don Julio bottles, is there some significance to that as it relates to these videos that started in June of 2024 that were posted by ATK or 1,200 members?
Objection, speculation, objection to invading the province of the jury, Your Honor.
Overruled, go ahead.
Yes, ma'am.
Objection to relevance.
Okay, overruled.
Yes, ma'am. During my investigation into the criminal gang ATK, until after the death of Charles Jones, Don Julio bottles were not referenced in any music video or any type of photograph that they have taken until after the death.
Is the
Objection to hearsay as well, Your Honor.
is the bottle of Don Julio a bottle of alcohol?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that something that was commonly related to Julio Foolio or Charles Jones?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
It was related to him after his death. Some people knew him as Julio Foolio, some people knew him as Foolio, so the name Don Julio brought in the rapper name of Charles Jones.
Depicted in the beginning of this Game Over video, we see a Don Julio on top of the head, and we've heard some of those lyrics about having the head of another member. What does that mean?
Like they're killed. They've been deceased, usually by gunfire.
After the publication of this video by ATK's Yungeen Ace, was there a music video also published by the individuals who were in that first song?
Yes, ma'am.
The Who I Smoke video had members of both ATK and 1200, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And included in that video with Yungeen Ace were individuals by the name of Wappa with the Choppa?
Yes, ma'am. He's also known as Doochie.
And were there any other individuals also depicted in both?
Can you ask that again? I'm sorry.
Yes. Was there anyone else from the original song that we played in States 89A with Spinabins, Wappa with the Choppa, Yungeen Ace, and Fast Money Goon of Who I Smoke that made their own videos after Yungeen Ace made Game Over?
Yes, ma'am. Wappa and Spinabins made their own song called Foolio Dead.
Posting now States 89D. For the Foolio Dead video by Spinabins and Wappa with the Choppa, were you able to identify any specific language as it related to the homicide of Charles Jones?
Yes, ma'am.
And is that what's highlighted on the screen before us here?
Yes, ma'am.
When there's a reference to his mother stronger than him in these lyrics, can you describe for us what these lyrics are highlighted for?
Yes, ma'am. His mother was shot in Jacksonville prior to his death, and she survived.
So she lived from that shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
Objection, Your Honor.
What-
Relevance.
Overruled.
When she was shot, was anybody else shot or injured at that time?
I don't know the answer to that.
But you're familiar with her shooting?
Yes, ma'am.
What about the Holiday Inn? Is there any specific relevance to the posting about Holiday Inn in this particular music video after the murder?
Yeah, there's the chain of hotels that was here in Hillsborough County.
What does Glock Party, I'm smoking op pack, put that 8 in mean?
Objection, speculation.
Overruled, go ahead.
8 is Trey D. He was shot and killed in Jacksonville. He was a prominent figure of 6 Block. When you say you're smoking an op pack, they relate the pack and like a cigarette pack or like a blunt package, and they're putting ops in it to smoke them.
In addition to having viewed the music videos that were posted, did you have a chance to review the images that were depicted in those videos?
Yes, ma'am.
And do Wappa with the Choppa or Spinabins have a hand sign for the gang 1200 to which they're related?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
And do they throw that sign in these music videos?
Yes, ma'am, they do.
Are you familiar with what that sign is?
I know of it, but Detective Griffin with 1200 would be able to demonstrate it better than me.
And be able to tell us the history of it itself?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Your Honor, I'll pass the witness at this time.
Cross?